You haven't seen this one yet.
Not yet. You tell me about it though.
Yeah. We good? Okay, thank you. Yeah, this one was tight. Like, yeah, you look at the basement, that's all I looked at when I was down there. I was like, this one is tight. It was,
Is that a flat roof?
so it's owned by the government. Yeah, it's a flat roof, but it's solid. You know, every tuck pointing, everything on this one. Yeah, it was pristine. That's why I was like, the guy who bought it was gonna go and gut the whole thing. He didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't a real investor. And I was like, this is rent ready. Yeah, so this is like this is one of the Airbnbs. Pretty comfy. Would you guys stay here? Yeah.
Did you have to rewire?
No, this thing was clean.
The apartments, there's no rewiring. The original wiring was good.
Yeah.
And plumbing the same way, basically?
Yeah. We just fixed the HVAC units in here, which we're just taking one from this unit and swapping it off to the other one. The guy who bought this, that we bought it from, he bought it from the government. It was owned by the government. They had like some sort of, I think it was like USDA or USVA. And then he was gonna gut it, the whole thing, and build like 80 units in here because you have enough room. These are all big units. And I was like, we can make this thing rent ready. It was rent ready. I could literally rent it out. I didn't want to put like the hardwood floors. We had carpet in here. I was like, I'm good. Let's just low budget it until everything else. Then we just ended up going all the way. So.
And your HVAC units are all electrical?
Yeah, I believe so. But you can see like who's decorating these units. They're not me.
It doesn't smell like farts.
Does not smell like farts. Yet. Hold on, I'm leaving. You guys, a lot of people would replace these cabinets. These are from the 80s. Like, you know those ones that have different tones on them? Like, we just painted them. New countertop, painted it. We had originally hired a contractor. He ordered the refrigerator. In apartments, you need a smaller refrigerator, so we had to put it over here.
And those were original?
Yeah.
They didn't have to replace
Yeah,
one?
nothing.
The newer replacement?
Nothing.
What about your sprinkler system? You get a lot of grief.
No, we had to put a new fire pump. That was the most expensive thing, $27,000. And
What does the fire pump do?
pumps the water for.
The city pressure doesn't feed that?
Well, no, yes, it does normally, but they're making people put fire pumps in if it doesn't have enough pressure. And I already had a fire. It doesn't know. It's bullshit. The fire code is the worst thing you can ever run into. Fire code kills deals.
When you look at exit strategies for things like this, like do you factor in that the income you're gonna make? I just talked to Ryan about this.
No, I don't factor that in.
Like
For operating?
yeah, like your operating income that you're gonna make is way different than for like when you go to a bank. Are you gonna be like, hey, I'm showing you this look at my operating income, but I'm running it as a short-term, mid-term rental type thing.
If I was trying to refinance it, I'd probably just get the numbers a different way so that they were best for them. Because they're not going to like short term. They're not going to compute that. I'm just going to show them rents.
Gotcha. And you have rent roll, and
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, I'm just going to show rent roll. Because if I say short term, they're going to think negative. They're going to think it's not stable.
It's rental.
Yeah. This looks like a powerhouse meeting right here, man. That's good. Yeah.
What do you do for servicing your sprinkler system?
We just have to hire a fire. So they make you do two things. One, you have to have a monitoring system, which is in that thing right over there. And the guy literally, the fire code is the most corrupt motherfuckers you'll ever meet, okay, just to let you know. So if this building did not have the pump, we would be cool, we wouldn't need one. But because it was owned and it had a pump, we had to put one in. Yeah, they make you do an inspection every year. You're gonna have to drop a couple $1,000 to make sure this thing turns and that thing turns. You know how much the water heaters cost in this building? $8,000 just for the heater. Yeah, just for 2 water heaters, I spent $8,000 on one, $12,000 on the other one. And then I sub-metered this whole thing because you can't like sub-meter it from out there. It costs too much money, so we sub-metered it. If you guys want to go down to the basement real quick, we could. I think we got time. You want to see it? Sure. I'll show it to you. This is why I bought the building, because of what I saw in the basement. So yeah, so when I saw this thing, I saw you see everything's running conduit. All these, they reinforce this. So this is where I sub-metered everything in here. That's what costs the big money, putting this thing in, right? So that was $27,000 just to have it installed. But yeah, those are the water heaters I was just talking about. Like $8,000 for one of those things. Yeah, I think it's about 100 gallon. But because it's commercial, it's a completely different level.
Infamous.
Yeah, this is the infamous. I tell him, I'm like, I hate fire code.
You know what's funny? That if there's a fire here, the fire engine, they probably won't even use this thing.
Oh, I know. It's a complete joke.
Yeah,
They just put their hose right into it.
Well, they're just going to tie tight to the hydrant and pull the hose off the engine, which has its own pump, and just stretch inside.
Yeah.
You're not going to use it.
And here's the even funnier thing. If this wasn't in here, I'd be grandfathered in.
Did you put up the supports for the foundation?
No, those have been here. All those supports have been
How
solid.
much were the water heaters?
I told everybody, yeah.
You said this is what I bought to build something with the conduit. What makes you?
Well, look, nobody's doing that. That's all electrical. Like you see, they spent, and you see those foundations right there. Like all that's expensive stuff that you're not just doing it. Like somebody put some serious money, and usually that's a government type of thing. All right, muchachos.
Why did the other company pass it up?
I never asked them. I didn't care. You know what I mean? I don't ever worry about what anybody else is doing. I'm just like, yeah, this makes sense. Let's go do it. Yeah, well, we didn't do much. We just put it back together. Like all those cabinets were original. We painted the cabinets. We just refinished the hardwoods. We pulled up the carpet, just kind of keeping it nice and clean the whole way. Well, that's what sold me. I mean, it's so tight. It was in such good shape. The guy who bought it was out of Boston, and he didn't know what he was doing. So there's a lot of guys who got a lot of money, and they go into real estate because they know they can make.
Well, they want tax write-offs, and it's a tax.
Yeah, but they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So the guy didn't know what he was doing. And I kept seeing it on the market, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I did a 1031 exchange. I made $750,000 on a property I owned for 11 months. Bought that so I don't have to pay taxes on that money. Did this one with Eden, and then we just freaking, went at it. We were probably in here for like 6 to 12 months, like total, before we started, getting tenants in there. And now it's 100% done. But like, you see Main Street right now, the one I'm in, it's a little bit empty, but that's how it starts, and then you just fill it up. All right, guys.